Awesome. We're live.
Awesome.
Welcome to the short bus.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate you coming up and doing this. And actually, man, the stuff you have been doing with catches and stuff. The first question I got is, let me ask this: how was that the Gary catch?
I had a feeling you were going to start hard on that one.
Definitely,
Um,
man, because that I was just watching that a little bit earlier, man, and I was like, oh my god.
so Gary hit up a decoy, my decoy BC Iris on Facebook, and basically got right into it after hearing that she was, I can't remember if we said 11 or 12. Um, but he got right into it. I've even posted the chat logs already, which I don't normally do, but I had a lot of questions from people and saying that I was 100% in the wrong. So, you know what? I do everything above board. I'm completely honest and transparent. So I posted everything and said, hey, look, this is what I did.
Mm.
And this is what he did. And this is how it played out. Um, I had some information that he got around on the John Deere lawnmower that was sitting in front of the house,
Mm.
and they said a mobility scooter. Well, there was a mobility scooter in the parking lot, and there was the John Deere mower right in front of his apartment. So I said, okay. Went up to the neighbor's house that I could see was home, and well, apartment, and I said, hey, I'm looking for my uncle. I'm in town, haven't seen him in a while. And I didn't know that Gary's brother lived in the apartment on the other side. Otherwise, I would have used a different one. I would have said I got a package or something like that.
Mm.
But I said, "Hey, he's my uncle. I'm looking at reconnecting with him." And she goes, "Yeah, Gary Beeks lives right there." I'm like, "Okay, awesome." So I go, I get geared up. I have a code word that I use on one of my pages to let my other followers know that we're about to go live. And we did that. I told Boots from Bikers Against Predators because he likes to watch and um, he likes to send his followers over when he can. And um, go up, knock on the door. Uh, he's got a beware of dogs sign in the window. So I thought, okay, dogs could possibly be making the curtains move, not him. Turns out he's got a cat, not a dog, but whatever. And he wasn't actually home. He has a three-wheel gas-powered scooter, not a mobility scooter that he wasn't home on. But his neighbor came out, seemed very calm when he approached. So I calmly got out of the car to have a conversation with him. And that's when he started yelling and cussing at me about lying to his old lady. And then Gary's brother snuck up from behind me, well, behind the vehicle, grabbed a hold of my lanyard that has my identification on it,
Mm.
and pulled me in close to him. And I tried to have him let go, and then he punched me in the chin.
Wow.
Um, I I screwed up at that point in time because the punch didn't do anything to me. It barely phased me, but I smirked at him, and that's very unprofessional. It was a serious situation, and I I kind of egged him on there, and that's not normally what I like to do. Um,
Ralphie said, "Can't believe he claimed he was dude's uncle." Shake my head.
I didn't say that I was his uncle. That's something that Gary's brother got twisted around and said,
Mm.
um, "Oh, you're my uncle too." I'm like, "I'm not your uncle." I said that with a smile too. Um, the neighbor got pretty rowdy at that point and said, "Well, I got something that's going to improve it." And as he walked toward his apartment, his Gary's brother calmed down and had a started having a more civil conversation with me, and where he admitted that he knew that Gary has assaulted um, a 12-year-old in the past. And
Wow.
then the neighbor came out holding a black Taurus Judge firearm, and he had it down at his side. He never pointed it at me. If he pointed it at me, it would have been a different scenario. But I just said, "Hey, go put the gun away. We don't need that." Um, and they yelled at me for a little bit, but and I wanted to leave, but Gary's brother was right against the driver's side rear door of my car. And for me to get in my car and leave, I would have had to turn my back on him to get in. And the guy had already punched me, had already grabbed my lanyard and stuff. So for me to turn my back on him was a no-go. Wasn't going to do it.
By the way, Ralphie said that I'm just messing around. That catch was intense. I generally believe it could have gone south had the phone not been left in the car.
Oh, yeah. Um, I had a lot of people say, you should have recorded all of it and everything else. Guys, my audio picks up everything very well. I'm using the same mic that I do on those exposures. And I knew that he was on recording, at least on that device. And then we had 2 other devices recording as well. And it's not so much the video that's the damning evidence, it's the audio. That's why I got the brother to admit that he had hit me, and which he did. I got the guy that went in the house to get the gun to admit that he went out. He went in the house after being outside to get his firearm, which he tried to use the "I'm in fear of my life" comment. Doesn't work. If you retreat into your home and then come back out, you are 100% breaking the law at that point in time.
Definitely. Then it sounded like somebody had cocked a gun during all this.
No.
I swear to God, dude, on the video, it sounded just like somebody went, and I was like, oh my God.
So that was my lanyard. It's in the car somewhere. I don't know where it is. That was my lanyard, which is actually printed on steel. And I was moving, and it smacked against my mic. That's what that cocking sound was. Nobody cocked any firearm.
Somebody said, how much for some ranch for Ralphie's baby carrots? I don't know much about, man, but
Ralphie's baby carrot and ranch. I think you can get the free dipping sauce. I think he offers that.
But dude, what I was wanting to bring up, man, that even watching that, it made me really think that it is so dangerous for catchers to go out, or decoys, even decoy, but catchers to actually go out to somebody's place or whatever, because that video is a reminder of how dangerous it actually is.
Oh yeah, it is. Every bit of this is dangerous. They can easily find out who we really are, where we live, stuff like that. If they have any sort of motivation or anything, they have facial recognition software and stuff like that. Technically, they can back search us just like we do them. We typically try to meet in public for a reason, but sometimes it's just not possible. Gary stated that he never really drove. He door dashes everything. People deliver his groceries, stuff like that, and he wouldn't meet. So I decided at that point in time, when he said that he was just sitting at home, that we're just going to go do a door knock.
So, Ralphie said BC would eat the baby carrots for free. So
that's okay, buddy. I have my own garden. I grow my own carrots. We're good.
So I was actually I wanted to ask about that because that I just watched that a few minutes ago and I was like, oh my God, that is brings great awareness of actually how dangerous these catches can be. And Will Nate tickle my pickle? Pete
What's that?
Kelly said that. I was tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
About myself,
But
I
that you want to.
yeah, I'm 35. I've got 4 kids. Um, a few years ago, when my oldest daughter, who's now 15, when she was 12, she was being groomed on Roblox. Um, and at that point in time, I got laughed out of the police station when I was able to trace it back to somebody that lived in Johnson City, Tennessee.
Mm.
And um, that's when I started really following Bikers Against Predators and paying attention to everything that they do. Um, Boots ended up becoming a great friend, a huge supporter. And in November, I said, screw it. I'm starting my own organization. I still work full time. I have a job that I go into work anywhere between 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock in the morning, and I work until at least 5 or 6 o'clock at night. Um, I commute about an hour and a half each way, and so my time is taken up quite quite a lot. Like I said, I got my 4 kids. I have them in my house full time. Just busy, busy, busy.
Mm. Ralph, you said Big Country eats Snickers upside down for the texture.
Eat Snickers upside down? What?
For the texture, I don't know. That's just I
Oh,
have
for
to
the
read.
texture.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Um,
how did you come up with the name Big Country?
so Big Country is actually a nickname given to me by a former employer back in 2012. Um, I I wear cowboy boots, wear a bolo tie, and um, a cowboy hat to work most of the time when I work there, and it's what I wore actually on my very first interview with them. And the day of my interview, he just goes, "Anybody ever call you Big Country before?" I'm like, "Nope." He goes, "What's your new nickname?" And it
Mm,
stuck.
definitely. Missy Pup said Boots is gooder. LOL. You do an awesome job too, Big Country.
Well, thank you. Uh, Boots may be gooder, but I'm better.
Ooh, ooh, that's he's throwing shots at, but
Oh, hey, let's not talk about shots and Boots in the same category. He can only handle 3.
oh, definitely. Oh, Boots is awesome though. He's an awesome catcher. You're an awesome catcher. Um, so
Oh, thank you. Boots
so
is he's a hell of a guy.
mhm.
Go ahead.
No, I said yeah, hell yeah, he's a hell of a guy. Let's see here. I was gonna ask. So so how many catches do you have?
38.
That's good. Um, out of those 30, how many have you been on? Is another question.
How many have I been on? I've been on every single
Yeah,
one of them.
I mean, like even do you when you collaborate with somebody?
Yep. I haven't handed anything off yet to anybody. Um,
Hmm.
we do have one that our evidence was submitted to, and we're waiting to see if anything happens before we count it. That was one that um, Fred Hunter, Indiana, Sammy Joe, and Creek Spotlight worked on. His name's John Bellows out of Hubbard, Ohio.
Hmm.
Um, the detective that is over there is freaking amazing. He's one of the best that we ever work with. Um, we're actually working with him on another one right now. but he is he's pushing very, very hard to get Ohio's laws changed so that they're more conducive to people that are actually catching these guys as civilians.
Okay. So somebody said, what happened to the guy that was on Roblox that your was grooming your daughter? Did anything happen with that?
Nothing ever happened because when I turned the evidence in to the law enforcement, they never did anything with it. Kind of got laughed out of the police department, and it was about the same time as somebody else that we exposed in Pennsylvania when he was living down in Johnson City, Tennessee,
Hmm.
and we had proof that he was grooming people on Roblox. So in my mind, just for peace of mind, I kind of just put it all together and said, "Hey, I got my justice," um, and moving on from it.
Hmm. So Bap Callie said, "Damn it, short bus. This is the fourth note. Why do you hate me? Mailing you a cream pie? What the hell?" Ask him back, Callie. I thought.
Nobody cares about Callie. No, I'm kidding. Uh, Callie, I'll send you some more pineapple stuff. DoorDash it.
Mm, awesome. I have to read my donations, man. It really means a lot that people support me doing this.
Oh, hell
Um,
yeah.
so, who is the worst predator that you have uh, caught?
Well, actually, I take it back. There was one that we collaborated that we didn't actually go on the exposure, um, and that was Curtis. Um, I know you've heard Bell and um, BC Stack both talk about him. He was probably the most disgusting guy that I've ever talked to or dealt with, and he was by far the most elusive. Um, he was homeless, living in his car with his girlfriend and daughter, saying that he was doing all these things to his daughter, who was 2 years old. Um, it was pretty bad. Luckily, U.S. Marshals, FBI, and all that got involved and helped us get him. He's now locked up in Kentucky, and I'll tell you what, the day I found out about that was probably the best sleep I've had in months.
Mm. Nate asked. He said, "Well, so why your wife won't let you podcast from home?"
Why I podcast from the house?
No, he said, "Why won't your wife allow you to podcast from home?"
One, I don't have a wife. Two, I can. I'm just busy all the time.
Definitely. It's just a troll, man. That's
As a
just
matter of
Nate.
fact, oh, I know. Nate last time when BC Sec was on said I'm an asshole, and I'll tell you what, that welcomed me into your community so much because that's like Nate saying that I'm an asshole to me. So thank you, buddy.
Mm. That's how they
No, I
welcome you
do
into
stream
the
from my
short bus.
house. Um, what's that?
I said, that is the welcome. You come into my podcast, run through the short bus, and you'll be called whatever.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm all about ass. I'm a smart ass. I'm a jackass. I'm a fat ass. You call me an asshole, I'm good with it.
Oh, that's all. No, I ain't calling nobody. I'm just saying that's how Nate is. So,
Oh, I know
so
that's how Nate is. I'm good with it.
I was talking to one of my, actually to Papa Duke earlier, and he was telling me about your approach when you approach a predator. That you have one of the best approaches when you approach a predator.
I don't know about that. I think it's just my style.
Mm-hmm.
I work in very professional fields, and I just take that same professionalism with me. Um, it's I like Alex's style, but that's his style. I like Boots' style, but that's Boots' style. Me, I'm all about I'm all about shaking their hand, introducing myself. Obviously, I don't tell them my real name.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and for a while, I introduced myself as Big Country. Anymore, I kind of stole a little bit of Alex's style and Boots is well. Boots and I both talked about it at the same time. Um, we we came up with different names for fake organizations and different names to go by. I go by Max Term or Max T. Where'd you lose me?
Just I about you. You said you was you talked with Boots and that you all talked about different approaches and stuff. I believe.
Yeah, and fake organizations like Alex has Kid Protectors USA. Boots has Internet Intervention Advocates, and I came up with one. I like playing with words, you know, and so
Definitely.
I came up with People's Rights Education and Defense, which if you get the initials of it, it's PRED. So Max Term PRED. Um,
Uh, oh, I believe we lost him. He's a fat ass, jackass, dumbass, no ass man's got a cardboard back there. So I just oh he's coming back now.
yeah,
Oh oh I lost you.
I'm here.
Okay, now or did you lose me? I don't know which one we lost.
It blinked out completely for a second.
Oh, that's all good. So you like you were saying you like to come up I guess with acronyms like with the Pred thing and stuff.
Yeah, yep.
Definitely, man.
I just like having fun with that stuff.
It is fun, man. It's I mean it's like a little inside type joke thing. I understand that.
Yep. That we introduced BC Sec a couple of times as IMA, IMA Bish, and yeah, just fun stuff like that.
Oh,
It it
definitely.
helps loosen us up so that we're not as tense. We go through it in more of a like it's an ad lib play, kind of like whose line is it anyway, or something like that.
Hmm.
And you know, it's how we get through it without getting angry. Um, and there are times where I get angry and I want to get violent or I want to raise my voice, and I try my best to not do that. But there are times that I do.
Some catchers do go straight up and attack a predator. Cussing them and stuff. If you really want good quality information from somebody, if you come in a respectful way, you're more likely to get that information.
Exactly. If you come up as somebody straight on and say, "Hey, you're a piece of crap. I want all the information of everything you're doing," they're going to shut down. They don't want to talk to you. Um, but if you loosen them up, just BS them,
Mhm.
you're it's the whole thing. You get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. So, watching other catchers, have you picked up any tips and stuff by
yeah,
watching other catchers, such as I guess Alex or Musa or whoever?
yeah, I pick up on some things like I like the way that Alex did this, and I'll have to remember that for next time. Um, sometimes how he gets them to back themselves into a corner and then kind of just lets them breathe a second and then hits them with it. Um, be, Before I saw him do that, I would instantly go after him with, "Hey, you backed yourself into a corner. Now I'm going to get you." And they've already got their guard up because they realize that they did that. If you let them breathe for a second, they'll be more forthcoming.
Definitely. I believe. Did you want to ask a question, Baby Yoda? While you're in here for a second, hurry! Come on, come on. Ask away. What's your question? Huh? Oh, Baby Yoda, my daughter wants to know what is your favorite song.
Favorite song? Ooh. Um, Probably a Jelly Roll song.
Jelly Roll.
Um, yeah. Uh,
Awesome. She likes Jelly Roll.
the Probably the song "The Bottom" because he's got a verse in there that where he basically says, "I mean what I say, and if I tell you a jackrabbit can pull a house, you better get that little motherfucker a harness."
Sorry, she's wanting a little bit of food here in a minute. Um, she sometimes she asks questions, so
Yeah,
that's just part of the short bus, man.
I got you.
So, what do you believe makes a person become a predator?
I think there's different factors. I think sometimes it's nature, it's just how they're wired, how their brain chemistry works. Other
Mm,
times, I think it's what they were conditioned to act as a child. Something happened to them, um, and I believe that one is something that can be helped before it actually gets out of hand. Um, Kind of like you take a tree that's a sapling and it's bent and it starts to grow a certain way. If you splint it early enough, it'll grow straight again. Um, but once you cross a certain line, you're done. It is over. Then there's other people that they just 100% choose it.
mm,
Um, I had a I had an exposure in Ohio, um, Canton, Ohio. Guy's name is Thomas Mullins. He's got cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy does not make you stupid. It does not
uh,
lower your intelligence. It's more of a motor function thing. But people, of course, like to say, well, he's got a mental deficiency.
Definitely. Ralphie
But
says again, "Hey, big country, long time viewer, first time commenter. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Good, good day to you. Um, anyways, my favorite question is for Short Bus. What's your favorite song? My question? I don't know. That's a hard question, actually. But
it is. I'd like to
um,
address Nate's question there.
definitely.
Um, why does Big Country forces decoys to use his name? Very possessive and controlling. Actually, I don't. Um, it's we need a first and a last name when we make Facebook profiles. So we go with first name BC and last name is whatever their code name is.
Hmm.
It's that
Makes
simple.
sense. Sorry, I can't fucking read. It says so.
You're reading better than Boots does, so hey, it's
You mean gooder than Boots does?
no. I definitely don't mean gooder. Anytime I say gooder in that kind of context, he charges me a royalty.
Oh,
Um, But yeah, back to Thomas Mullins. I'm going to finish my
Yes.
comment on him.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, he chooses to go after that age. We were at his house 3 times in less than 12 hours. He he talked to my decoys and Bap's decoys. So Boots and I went there with BC Sec. We exposed him, talked to his family. Half an hour later, he was back in my decoys DMs.
Wow.
So we went right back, and then after we left there, we figured out that he had multiple devices that he was talking to people on. So he turned around, went back, talked to his aunt and his grandmother, and they actually paid the bills. They owned the devices, so they took them all away from him.
Wow. I don't think nothing will stop these people from doing this stuff. It's crazy. These people are actually monsters, man.
They are.
They really
Most
are.
most of them are. I think there's a few of them out there that can be helped, but that you got, like I was saying, you got to get it early, and they have to want to change. There is only two things that they have to do. They have to want to change, and they have to accept a higher power of some sort. I don't care if it's the Christian God, Buddha, um, just karma in general. They have to accept that power is going to help them change, and they have to strive for it. And they have to take themselves out of the equation, separate themselves. So,
I I I don't know, man. I don't know if they can ever change. It's just I don't know. I mean, different people have different views on that,
yeah.
which but it's oh man, it's awful that they um do this to kids or try to do this to kids.
Well, the reason I say that I think it is possible if they do that is I know personally, I'm not going to say names, but I know practicing preachers that are homosexual natured that never act upon it because they follow those rules. They don't put themselves in that scenario. They uh, they choose not to follow up on any of the urges, and they um, turn to their deity. So that's the reason I believe that it is possible, just not likely, that anybody is going to ever change and get away from that life.
Ralphie says I can't decoy or mod or practically remote full helpful. Anyways, can I be BC baby carrot?
No, I already have a shriveled up pickle. I don't need a carrot.
And Bap Callie says how much for a nip slip?
Jesus.
I know, man. I know. Oh, that's how it is. So, what do you think should be the punishment of somebody that you know does this type of stuff? Either through decoy work, I mean, and stuff like that.
Um, First and foremost, lifetime registry. Whether or not they serve jail time, I think it should be lifetime registry. You keep somebody accountable, at least in that way, it's something.
That
Um, Therapy, I think, should be a lifetime therapy as well. As far as jail time, it depends upon the severity. Um, do I think that everybody should be locked up for the most part? Yeah. How long? It all depends. Um, Curtis, as an example, they should lock him up, throw away the key. If not worse. Somebody like Derek Glenn up in Michigan, that yeah, he sent dick pics. He asked an 11-year-old for sex and stuff like that, but he's mentally deficient. He lives in a group home basically. It has no way of getting around to any kids. Lifetime registry, ankle monitor, that kind of thing, and just make sure that he doesn't have electronic devices. But it it's hard to say on every single case.
It is. It is. It's not all. Do you believe chemical castration would work?
No, chemical castration basically just renders them unable to get it up. Doesn't
Mm,
doesn't make it so that they don't have the thoughts. Chemical castration is just going to make it so they can't get it up, and then they'll choose a phallic object or something to uh, do the act anyway.
definitely. It is truly like an addiction for these monsters, man.
Oh, it is.
And it's and when they and when do you think they when they like view CP or stuff like that? Do you think they get like a dopamine hit and stuff like that?
Most definitely.
And that's what keeps them going back to watching, and it just wants to be more and more and more until they actually act upon it.
Yep.
That's crazy, man. It's definitely people. These predators are definitely sick.
Yeah, they are. I
So
don't see any other way around it. It is a disgusting thing.
so have you ever caught any female predators?
We've had female predators hit us up, but we have not actually had an exposure on any yet.
So why do you think female predators are harder to get?
um, Female predators are typically going to be somebody close to the individual, and it won't be somebody that we get on a electronic device normally. They're usually somebody of authority, and when it comes down to the ones that prey on guys, I'm sorry, when I was 13, 14 years old, if I had somebody say, hey, you want to do this, I would probably say hell yeah right away. And I'm not gonna go telling anybody about it. But there are ones out there that communicate on behalf of their dad, their significant other. No, Nate, I don't sympathize with um, predators. Nice try. Um, and they will help lure them in um, just for that rush for their boyfriend or dad or uncle or whoever they're living with. Sometimes they're used uh, because they're victims as well. They're just used as a tool to get those people. That happens too. Um, but they're a little bit easy. Sorry, they're a little bit harder to pinpoint. There's one in Las Vegas that has hit up at, I think, every single decoy, and then she ghosts everybody.
Hmm. I've heard that female predators are more smart than male predators.
I wouldn't say they're smart. They're because I've definitely seen some pretty dumb ones out there. Um, it's I think it's just it's easier for them because guys, underage guys, teenage guys, are typically all gung ho to yeah, let's do this, and it's easier for them to get access because people inherently trust a woman around their kids more than they trust a guy too.
Definitely. That's actually wild. So I meant to ask, do you do any of your own decoying?
Um, yes, I do. Um, I typically tell people that an exposure is a BC iris exposure. Iris is basically just a picture decoy. and we'll do some phone calls if need be. I do all the communication on her part. So every single one that was a BC Iris exposure was actually me texting.
How do you deal with people sending you the dick pics and different the smut that they send you?
Oh, we laugh about it. Um,
Got to find
we've
that dark comedy.
oh yeah. Um, there was one where we were in a group chat and somebody suggested that a certain dick pic needed a sombrero. So I photoshopped a sombrero on it and put "Ole" as a chat window next to it. Just shit like that. In the 6 months, a little over 6 months that I've been doing this, I think as the organization, we have a little over 1,500 different dick pics that have been sent to us. Whether and now I know some of those are guys that have sent multiple ones, but I have a file that is just all dick pics. And the reason I have the file before Nate gets twisted is I plan on giving that to somebody when they have somebody that just won't leave them alone and keep sending them dick pics or something, so they can just spam them with like 1,500, 2,000 dick pics.
Cassidy says, "I know Predator watch these channels. Do you ever find yourself changing your tactics?"
Often, I I change ages. I put up different profile pictures, different lighting, stuff like that. I change how I text. Um, I'll go from texting shorthand, like instead of okay, I'll do okay, or spelling out OKAY. Um, I switch it up from using, I live with grandma to I live with dad. I live with mom. I come from a happy home with both parents and three brothers and one sister. All sorts of stuff.
People act like it's cool when a woman violates a boy. Makes me sick. I think
Oh,
that's more like. Go ahead.
it definitely is sick, and no, it's not cool. That's not what I was saying. What I was saying was guys are less likely to tell an authority figure that, hey, I got an older woman coming on me. They think it's cool. They're like,
Hmm.
hell yeah. Their buddies give them high fives and stuff like that. Think about you in a locker room when you were 12, 14, 15 years old. You know, it was all dirty. Hey, I would bang this teacher. I would do that. And guess what? When that stuff happens, everybody just gives you a high five and, all right, let's not tell anybody else. That kind of thing.
Do you think men sometimes pretend to be females?
Most definitely.
Mm.
Um, I I have a predator that has done that. He
Mm.
makes different profiles and tests the decoy to see if they're still in a relationship by hitting her up on different apps and saying that he is so and so and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, it definitely happens.
Mm. It's crazy, man. I mean, the world has changed so much from when I was a kid that it's not the same world we used to live in with all the technology and stuff.
Well, exactly. When we were growing up, you had to worry about Chester the molester down the street by the river in a white van. He was trying to get you to help him find his puppy or give you free candy or something like that. Parents today think, okay, well, let's keep our kids inside, lock the doors, everything will be fine. But hey, here's this phone, entertain yourself. Well, that lock is now rendered useless. Here, you just open up your entire home, your entire kid's life, right there with that phone.
Exactly. You're right. You're 100% right because and you never know really who's on the other end unless you know them personally. And even if you know them personally, you still have to keep your guard up.
Yep.
Uh, oh, by the way, it's my birthday. Thank you, Tyler Hubbard. Said it was my birthday.
That's Tyler Begley. He's a good dude. Happy birthday, buddy.
Okay. Okay, I believe that's about all we got. I gotta go make my daughter some food and stuff, but I
All
really
right.
do appreciate you coming up, Big Country, and please continue what you're doing. And if you ever want to come back up, man, you're so chill, and I really enjoyed this talk with you.
Hi, buddy. Not a problem. Hit me up anytime.
Definitely, man. Oh, one more between who would win a rock paper scissors battle between Short Bus and BC? I say we won't count to three, and y'all decide. You want to play rock paper scissors?
Sure. Ready?
Okay. Well, one, two, three. Oh, oh, we tied. We tied. Oh, it's a. Hey, I'm good with a stalemate.
Stalemate. All right, buddy.
And maybe next time when you come back up, we'll do a part two.
All right.
Oh man, I appreciate you. Please keep doing what you're doing, and man, you be safe out there because there's crazy people out there, and I mean, and you know this.
Very much so.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you. You be careful on your way home.
Oh, of course I will be.
Oh, definitely, man.
Have a
Well,
good one,
I'm.
bud.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was Big Country, dude. He's an awesome catcher, man, and we scissored each other. Oh, definitely. But here shortly, maybe around 7, 8 p.m., I'm going to tonight do some grinder. What is it? Grinder security calls. So please go to my locals. I think you can still watch it for free. Just go to it, and I don't know if you'll be able to comment, but go to it and hit the red join button if you have on Rumble. I'm getting confused, but yeah, Big Country Predator Exposure. He's on Facebook. Awesome group. Oh, come on. We're moving past that. But happy birthday, Tyler. And thank you everybody for coming here. I appreciate it. And like I'll be back on my locals later this evening. Thank you all. I appreciate everybody.